What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I was going to sit down and film my Sephora VIB haul, which is going to be coming. I'm going to show you guys everything I picked up from Sephora in the sale, but I'm going to film that later this week because I also just got a package in the mail, which is the James Charles x Morphe collaboration brush set, and I am so pumped about this. Like, just right off the bat, it looks so beautiful. So we're going to talk about this guy today, do a review, and I'm going to do a full face using all of the brushes because I'm pretty confident that you have pretty much every single brush you would need to do a full face. So as we go along, I'm going to review kind of each brush and let you know how I'm feeling about it. I haven't tried many of Morphe's brushes. I have like one smaller set I bought, I think it was like a year ago. So I'm not affiliated with Morphe at all, so this is going to be a very raw, very honest opinion to the Morphe brushes. I did purchase this set myself. The set runs at $150 and there is 34 brushes in the set, and then you also receive the sponge as well, the Morphe sponge, and it also comes in this travel case, which is very large and it holds all the brushes nicely. It holds all 34 of them, and the best part about this set, which sold me personally on it, is that all the eye brushes come with, is it double or is it triple? Okay, so all of the eye brushes either come with a double or a triple of them. So like some of the blending brushes have 3 of the same brush, some of them have 2, and I just think that is an amazing idea, especially for makeup artists. You can like keep one set for yourself, put 2 in your kit, or even just to have 3 of the same eye brushes is so crucial, especially when doing very like detailed looks. You can blend different colors and not have to worry about cleaning your brush in between. I just thought that was the most like genius idea, and that was honestly what sold me on this set. I did try about 3 of these brushes within the past couple days that I've had this set because I couldn't resist. The brushes that I've tried I've really liked, but without having tried all the other brushes, my first opinion is that for the price of this brush set, I think it is 100% worth it for the amount of brushes you get, the travel case, and the sponge. So I also have not tried the Morphe sponges yet. I did feel them once in Ulta and I was like, it felt a little firm to me, but I've never actually wet it and tried it on my face, so I'm excited to try this guy out as well. So let's just jump on into this. I think I'm going to start out with some base, and don't make fun of me because I'm actually testing out 2 foundations right now from Sephora. I got these about like a week and a half ago and I've been trying them out. I wanted to try the Milk, I think it's called the Blur Foundation, and the Becca Skin, I think it's called the Skin Love Foundation. And honestly, I'm really liking both. I did pick up the Milk Blur Foundation in my Sephora haul, which I will talk more about that when I do that video for you guys. But now I'm also really loving this Becca foundation. So I think I'm actually just going to mix these 2 together today because it's a very good color match for me. I just opened up the sponge. It does feel definitely firmer than a beauty blender, firmer than the Real Technique sponge. So I'm going to go ahead and wet this right now and let's see how it applies the foundation. So I just wet the sponge and it is pretty large, like next to my face. It kind of takes up like my whole entire face, but I do like this shape a lot. I don't know, I think this is going to be cool. So let's apply the foundation. Let's get into this. So I'm actually just going to apply some of the foundation with the M224. I just like to just kind of put it on my face first and then blend it out. Not bad. I like how big it is because I feel like I could do my whole face really quickly with the size of this sponge. So far so good. I'm not having really any trouble with the sponge. It definitely is a little bit firmer. I just feel like I have to get used to it because some of my sponges are definitely a little bit more soft. But I don't have any complaints with it so far. It's actually blending the foundation out really nicely. I just like, I have to like adjust to like sponges. I feel like I'm very set in the sponges that I use. So when I use a new one, I'm like, do I like it? Do I not? But it's definitely blending everything out really nice. So I don't have any complaints. So I didn't get to use this one today that came in the set because I wanted to try out the sponge. I did use this one the other day, and I actually own the Morphe Y7, which is very similar to the brush that comes in the set. So if you like to apply your foundation with a brush over a sponge, I do enjoy the Y7, and this one is extremely similar, so I think this is a nice brush to have in the set, and I don't think you'll have any complaints with it. I'm just going to quickly do my brows off camera using the Anastasia Brow Definer, just so we can jump into the eye look. Okay, so my brows aren't done yet. I like to just do like a rough outline of my brows first and then go in with a brush and clean them up and shape them out. So you could have used, if you like to use powders or dip brows, you could have used this brush to fill in your brow, which is the M158. I used this brush the other day to actually apply my lipstick and carve out my lip line. very, very nice for that. But today I'm actually just gonna use it to carve out my brows. I just find this step to be so important just because you can really get in there and kind of like lift your brow as well. I feel like highlighting and sculpting out underneath your brow just like lifts it. The other day I was on Instagram and I saw this eye look, which, let's see, can it focus? I was super inspired by it. This is by Gab XX Ariel on Instagram, and it's like this forest green kind of cut crease look, and it's just like, it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna try something similar to this today. Probably not gonna be like as gorgeous as this is because she is just so freaking talented. I cannot. So I'll probably change some things up and just put my own little twist on it, but we're gonna do something kind of in that realm, like the greens and stuff. So I'm gonna first prep my eyes with the P. Louise eye base. Super amazing eye base. It's so pigmented and it's pretty much creaseless. It's just so good for everything. It really does leave like a nice smooth base for your eyeshadows to stick to. I feel like it helps with blending and it really makes the eyeshadows pop, especially if you're using like a lighter shade like this one. I think this is shade 0.5, so it's pretty light. So if you're using brighter colors, it's definitely going to make them pop. So you can actually carve your brow out with this stuff and do like a thick base all over, but I just like to add like a little bit and just buff it out with a buffing brush. I'm going to start out with this dark forest green color from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collaboration, and I'm going to take it on the M433, which is pretty similar to like a MAC 217. I have never tried this brush, and I know a lot of people talk about it and rave about it. It does look a little bit more like frayed than my MAC 217, but let's give it a shot. So I feel like this look is going to be a little crazy looking until like I'm done blending and everything. But I'm going to start by packing this on the lid, run this through the crease, and start to gently blend it up a little bit and drag it out. Because we're going to be cutting this and it's going to go like all the way across the lid. So when it flickers off to the end, you kind of want it to have that swoop. So I want to make it darker right underneath the crease, like where it is right here on my lid where I first applied it. So I'm dipping back into that shade with the smaller blending brush in the set, which is the M456, which is very similar to the brush we just used, but it is a little bit smaller. It's going to go right under where we just diffused. These brushes actually pick up a lot of pigment. This is actually by Shani Cosmetics. It's like a very affordable brand, but they have like tons of these like colorful palettes. So I found this like light green, forest green. So I'm gonna take one of the brushes. This is the M441, which is like a very diffused blending brush. It's very like fluffy. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that green and I'm gonna put it right above what we just did. So I'm actually gonna start right here at the brow. On that M441, I'm gonna take this, oh, where is it? This shade from the Jaclyn palette, which is like this like teal shade, and I'm just gonna do a little tiny bit of that. And I want to like make this be like a little bit brighter. So I'm just gonna go over that lighter green that we did, because I just want it to be like a little bit more teal than the color it was looking. So I'm gonna go into that P. Louise eye base again, and we're gonna work on cutting out the crease. Now, I feel like the whole trick of this, when you're cutting out a crease and you have color on your lid already, is to go back in with more product when you're getting a little low. That will help it really cut out that color instead of blending the cream base with the color and making it look a little bit muddy. Like, the key is to go back in when you're running out of color and kind of just pack right over that, and it will help give you a really nice cut. Also, wiping off your brush while you're cutting is pretty important, especially if there's like a dark color down on the base, because you see how it gets like the color on the brush. You don't want to muddy up that cut as much as possible. This is definitely not my favorite brush for cutting the crease, but it will definitely work out. And I do have this one in the set, but I feel like this is too thick to really get in there because I have a smaller eye. I feel like that would just make a mess. I like to use the one MAC brush to cut my crease, but it's not like a horrible brush, it's just like not my favorite, you know? So I actually kind of like the tint the lid has to it, like mixed with that base shadow. So I'm just gonna take that Cocoa Bling diamond powder, and I'm just gonna actually pack this on top of the base just to set it and give it like some super shine. Give it like this cool little like reflect. And then just to further define that cut, I'm going to take that first dark green shade from the Jaclyn palette we put down, and I'm gonna take that little angled brush, and I'm just going to line where we made the cut. This is just gonna intensify it and give it some more depth. In the picture she has like some silver glitter also cutting the crease, so I'm going to take the Urban Decay Heavy Metals liner in Glam Rock, which is like a silver one. I'm just going to shake it up a bit, and we're just going to line the crease with this. So I kind of like to tilt my head back and do this because it's easier for me to get into the crease. So in the picture she has a like dark green wing liner, so I don't have a dark green liquid liner. So I'm going to actually take some of the first shade we put down from the Jaclyn palette, and I'm going to take my mixing medium, this is the Inglot Duraline, and I'm going to scrape a little bit from the palette and mix it with this, and that will give us like a waterproof wing liner. The mixture looks something like that, and I'm going to take the little liner brush, which is the M250-1, and I don't typically use liner brushes like this, so I'm a little sketched out. I hope this comes out all right. So it does feel very stiff though. I do like the shape of it. I want to keep the wing pretty thin. I don't want it too thick or anything. So I'm just going to clean up the outer edge and kind of wing it out a bit more with a makeup wipe. For my concealer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I haven't really been enjoying this. I actually feel like I need a little bit of a lighter shade, but this is the only shade I got for now, so we're going to make do. And I don't know how well this sponge is going to work under my under eye because it's a little bit big for me, but let's try it out. Yeah, see, I can't really get like in the, actually I can. If I squish it, I can get in the inner corner. I guess it's nice to get up alongside the nose as well. And then I can really get right up next to that liner too, which is nice. And then when I get to that outer edge, I'm gonna put it just along there and take a little brush, like that brush that I used for my eyeshadow base, and I'm just gonna diffuse. So that kind of blends into that wing shape, like that. Alright, so I just tried to catch up with the other eye a little bit, so I'm just gonna set my under eye with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and using the E48 brush from the set, I'm just gonna lightly tap that underneath my eye. And then I'm going to work on the lower lash line and do some lashes. So I actually really like this brush for setting the under eye. It picks up a nice, decent amount of powder, and it doesn't disturb anything because it's super, super soft. It just really applies the powder nicely. And then on that flat to finer brush, I'm taking the darkest green that we used, and I'm running that right up against the waterline and kind of connecting it with that liner. And then taking the pencil brush, and I'm going to blend those two colors together just to diffuse it so it's a little bit softer. Before we finish off and start the face, I'm going to pop on some lashes. These are actually from eBay. I get a lot of my lashes from eBay. I'll link them down below. Alright, so lashes are on. I just put a little coat of mascara. I'm going to take the Lancome Tint Idol Stick in the shade 500 suede, and I'm going to take that little angle brush. This is the M405, and I'm just going to dip into that a little bit, just like that. And I'm just going to warm up the face a little bit with this. So I'm just going to gently buff that and kind of sweep it in like this upward motion. And just diffuse that with my concealer. This is actually working way better than I thought it would because this brush is pretty like fluffy. So I didn't know if it was gonna deposit the color correctly or where I wanted it, but it's actually working out really well. So that I'm pleasantly surprised about. So to set where I kind of bronzed up a little bit and to kind of set my whole face in general, I'm going to use this Sephora, what is this called? The Micro Smooth Powder, which I got in my Sephora haul, and I am so obsessed with. I cannot wait to talk more about this with you guys in that haul, but it's so good. So I'm taking that on the biggest brush in the collection. This is the M527, and I'm just going to load that up, and I'm just going to set basically like my cheeks, a little along the nose. All right, let's do some highlighting. I'm taking the Fenty Kilowatt highlighter, and I'm using the 501 in this set, and I'm just going to dip into that. And, ooh, yes, this brush is really good. This brush, like, I don't know, it definitely deposits a nice amount of color. And, oh yes, yes. That is good. That is good. I like that a lot. This brush is pretty friggin' great for highlighting. So on the E4 from the set, I'm just gonna take a little bit of blush and just lightly, I don't want too much blush, just kind of diffuse everything together. Just bring a little bit of life back. Have we reached the end? Is the last thing lips? I think so. So for lips, I have like these two shades that I want to use, but one is a little cooler and one's a little warmer. I don't know. I think I might either mix them. I think I'm gonna start with this shade. So these are the CoverGirl Major Shade Liquid Lipsticks, and this is in the shade Cakewalk. Well, I think I like it. I like the lip color, but I think it needs something, so I'm going to go over it with this Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. It's like this gorgeous, like golden champagne glittery top coat. And I think it smells so good. Oh my god, it smells like cupcakes. I can't tell if I like this lip color or not. I think it's just like the green that's throwing me off. I feel like without the green, I like the lip color. I don't know if they like mesh the best together, but I really like this eye look. I love the way it came out. Obviously it's not as good as the pic because she is just phenomenal, and I'm so obsessed with her page. I like the color scheme. I think it's really cool, and I would totally wear this again. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really like absolutely love this brush set. I did not like one brush in this set. The only con I have with this set is these brushes. These are the 224s. I wish they were just a little bit thinner and just a little bit more stiff because they would be absolutely perfect for cutting the crease. For me, I just feel like these are just a little bit too thick. I'm sure they would work out with someone with bigger eyes, but I have really small eyes, so it's hard to get really precise up in there. But since these are in the set, the 124s, those work out really nice for cutting the crease. So this can just be used for like applying foundation, blending out your concealer, packing on eyeshadow base, packing on shadows on the lid. So this brush is not useless. I was just hoping that it would be better for cutting out the crease, but that's besides the point. Every other brush in this set, I used almost all of them. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have this set, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments, or if you guys are looking to pick this up for Christmas. I'm totally sure, I know it's sold out right now, but I'm pretty positive they're gonna restock it for the holidays. If they didn't, they would be crazy if they didn't get the ball rolling on that, because this is an awesome set and it would be an awesome gift to someone who is a makeup artist, who loves makeup. I am just really in love with it. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about the brush set, just leave them down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.